Hey, it's Gabe with API Nation. Today I'm going to show you how to connect ReadyConnect Concierge, formerly called Opcity, to MoxiWorks so that all those leads you're getting from ReadyConnect automatically show up in MoxiWorks as soon as you open it. Along with the API Nation sync, we're also going to be using another tool, MailParser.io. So we're going to set up MailParser.io to receive the email notification about the lead, and there's an integration there that'll put it right into a spreadsheet, which can sync it into the CRM. The first step to setting up this automation is going to be creating a spreadsheet where all your leads are going to land. So we're going to open up a page here. In the address bar, you can actually just use this helpful little shortcut. It's spreadsheets.new. And if you type that in there, it's just going to create a new Google Sheet for you automatically. So there we go. It just takes you to a brand new, fresh Google Sheet. And we're going to call this New Leads from MailParser. And then we're just going to put in header rows for information we expect from a lead. So stuff like first name, last name, email, phone, message, address, city, state, zip, and anything else you think might be coming over with your leads that you're going to want synced in eventually to your CRM. But this looks good to me. This is all the information I typically want. So now that we have this spreadsheet, we're going to go over to MailParser.io to set up that part. Next, we're going to go to MailParser.io, and this is a separate tool from API Nation, but I find it's really useful. What it does is those emails you get, those lead notification emails with all the information about a lead that you get, you have them sent or you automatically forward them to an email address that MailParser is going to give you. And MailParser is going to be able to pull out the relevant information, the name, the message, the address, the phone, the email, all that stuff, and you can have it put into a spreadsheet. So that's what we're going to do here. And if you go to the pricing page on MailParser, you'll see there is a free account. So that's what we would use to get started. If you're getting more than 30 leads a month, or you want to do this with other apps, then consider going up to the professional version. But just to get started, we're going to go with the free version. And once you set it up, it's going to look like this. Create your first inbox. So you're going to hit this button, go ahead and name the inbox, and you can name it something as normal as leads. You can name it after the service where the leads are coming from, whatever is going to be most helpful for you. Hit save, and there we go. It's created your email address for your inbox. And this email address, you need to do one of two things. One, you can either go to the lead service, the lead generation service, and give it this email address as a second place to send those lead notification emails. You can do that, or you can set up a rule in your inbox, your Gmail, your Outlook, whatever you're using, so that any emails you get from your lead service automatically get forwarded to this email address. Either way, those lead notification emails you're getting need to somehow get sent to this email address. That's very important. So once you go and do that, the next thing it's asking you to do is send over some examples of what kind of emails you're expecting from your lead generation service. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm just going to copy this to clipboard. I'm going to go over to my email inbox and forward over a couple emails. And you're going to see it's waiting for those examples to arrive. And as soon as those examples arrive, it's going to say, good news, we got your emails. So now you're going to hit select and continue to set up the parsing rules. You'll then see this page with information about the email, and we're going to set up the template so it knows exactly what information to pull out of here. So you're going to come down here and first choose the category. We're going to choose real estate for the Opcity leads. Once you choose that, it'll probably recognize the email as a Realtor Opcity and automatically choose that template. That's it. You're ready to go. Just click start with this template. Once you do that, it's going to give you a congratulations message. You did it. Go ahead and hit OK. And then it's going to start putting in those emails after they're parsed here so that you can go in and see that leads information whenever you want. So great, we've now set up the email parsing. The emails are getting forwarded to MailParser. MailParser is pulling out the relevant information. Our next step is to connect MailParser to Google Sheets. So to do that, I'm going to hit integrations, and then we're going to click new integrations. And MailParser gives you a lot of good options here as far as integrating, including a webhook, a generic webhook, which we have a separate video if you want to connect MailParser to your app using a generic webhook. Super helpful if your app doesn't have a connection to Google Sheets like some of these CRMs. But we're going to use Google Sheets because API Nation does connect to a lot of CRMs using Google Sheets. So I'm going to use this Google Sheet integration, and these are set up per inbox. So only this one inbox is going to get this integration. If you have multiple inboxes for different lead sources, maybe you have Realtor CA, maybe you have Opcity, maybe you have another one, all different inboxes, you're going to need to set up different integration for each of those inboxes. So let me just do this for this one. You can choose your Google account. I've connected Gabe at API Nation. If I haven't, I would hit add account and go ahead and sign in, but I've connected in the past, so it's just going to serve it up. All right, the app is now connected. It's refreshed the page with that connection, and it's asking me to choose the spreadsheet. So I'm going to hit this drop down, and we're looking for this spreadsheet we created at the beginning, new leads from MailParser. So I'm going to click on the drop down, and this is alphabetical. So I'm just going to scroll down to N for new, LMN. There it is, new leads from MailParser. So I'm going to click on that. And then it's going to ask for the worksheet, which is just going to be the first page because that's where we created it. Sheet 1, it chooses it automatically. Great. Last thing to do here to make this connection is the field mapping. These are the columns in Google Sheets we created earlier, and it's going to offer us some stuff from the email. So we're going to put first name there. We're going to see if there's a last name. It doesn't look like there is a last name with this lead, so we're going to skip that. We're going to put in email. We're going to put in phone. We're going to put in message and just go through and map this up. Super easy. There we go, state and zip. And again, if you're getting additional information with your leads that you want added in here, just be sure to create columns in your spreadsheet for that information. So if it's something like second email address, second phone number, buyer, seller, any of that information, just make a column for it, name it something you're going to understand. And then when you go through and do the mapping in MailParser, it's going to offer it to you and you can just map it up with the stuff it's pulling out of the email. That's it. I'm going to hit save and test. It's going to send over that lead into my Google Sheet. Send test data. Great. There we go. Looks like it worked. So now my MailParser inbox is taking every lead I send to it and putting it in a Google Sheet. That's great. Awesome to have that backed up. All right, the next step is to connect Google Sheets to MoxiWorks. I'm going to do that using API Nation. So we're going to go over here. You're going to go to apination.com and you're going to click on this button that says Start Syncing. There you're going to see a ton of different apps, marketing apps, real estate apps, productivity apps. I'm going to scroll down until I get to M for MoxiWorks. Click on that. It's going to show me the apps I can sync with MoxiWorks, including Google Sheets. That's what we want. We want to get that sheet connected to MoxiWorks. There's a few options here. I can do an agent roster into Moxie. I can do contacts from Moxie into a Google Sheet. I'm going to go ahead and do this one. This is what we want, the contacts from a Google Sheet into Moxie. So I'm going to activate this sync. The first step to setting up the sync is to sign into your API Nation account. If you don't have an API Nation account, you can click here under create one and create one. You can sign in, or you can create one or sign in with your Google account, which is what I'm going to do. Once you do that, the next step is to go ahead and connect both the apps. You're going to connect Google Sheets and MoxiWorks. So here we go, Google Sheets, very simple, much like signing in. I just hit the button and I'm choosing the Google account that has that Google Sheet that's connected to MailParser. So it has to be in this account. Similar thing with MoxiWorks. I'm going to hit connect. It's just going to take me out. I'll sign into that MoxiWorks account and that makes the connection. All right, they're both connected. Now a few things to go here. First, it's asking you want to sync contacts into Moxie. Is that right? Not an agent roster? That's right. We want to sync contacts. Now we need the URL from that spreadsheet. So let's go back to that spreadsheet we created. This is where MailParser is sending those leads. I'm going to grab this URL, hit Control-C or Command-C to copy it, and paste it in here. Then I'm going to hit subscribe, and this is actually going to create the sync. It's not yet active, though. I have to hit this big button to activate it. And there's a couple things I want to show you before we activate it. The first thing is this filter. This is a general filter, so if you want to filter out anybody who's coming over from that MailParser from the Google Sheets, maybe you're getting too many people from a certain city, you said no more leads from that city, you can say city does not contain you know, San Diego. No more San Diego leads. For the most part, most people I've set this up with, they don't want to filter it. They want to get all the leads in there. That's what they're paying for. So usually we'll go with no filter here. The more important thing is the mapping. You can see here is the mapping, and you can see there's asterisks next to some things. And that means we have to have information in there. Otherwise we can't create the contact in MoxiWorks. So the first thing is the contact name. I'm going to hit the plus sign. I'm going to say the contact name is going to be the first name and the last name. Now I need an email, so I'm going to go ahead and put email in there. Go ahead and put the first name here, last name here, and so on. If there's anything else I wanted to add, maybe I got that phone number. Let's find the phone number. Primary phone number, pop it in there. This looks good. Also, if you come down here in MoxiWorks, there is a groups. So if I wanted to add all these people who are getting synced in here into a particular group, maybe I want to group it by the agent who's following up, or maybe we have a bucket called, you know, hot leads, warm leads, leads that need to get followed up immediately, probably all leads. But you can put it in the group here simply by typing in the name of the group. And if the group doesn't exist in MoxiWorks, that's okay. The sync will just create that group and put that contact in the group. This looks good. I'm going to activate the sync. So that's it. Now Google Sheets is connected to MoxiWorks. Anything Mailparser puts on that Google Sheet, automatically going to go into MoxiWorks. That's it. That's how you connect ReadyConnect Concierge, formerly called Opcity, to MoxiWorks. So you don't have to import, export, do anything. As soon as the lead gets emailed to you, it goes to Mailparser. Mailparser puts it in the Google Sheet, and the Google Sheet is connected to MoxiWorks. As far as you're concerned, all you have to do is open up MoxiWorks, see the lead, follow up on the lead, create the deal. If you have any questions or need any assistance setting up this sync, give us a phone call, shoot us an email. We're API Nation, and we're connecting the world's applications.